What I have here is two different offerings from American Metal Whiskey, and one of them was Sonic infused from the sound of a motorcycle in an attempt to change the flavor of the whiskey. And I wanted to know this for a long time. Does Sonic infusing music or sounds into a whiskey actually change the whiskey? This is American Metal's The Disciple Sonic Infused Whiskey. I'm Conrad. This is Whiskey Bonded. So as you may be aware, there are whiskeys out there that have things like music played into them, or sounds played into them, or vibrations played into them in an attempt to try and excite the whiskey, to get it to interact with the barrel, to get it to do something different. This is American Metal's version of a Sonic infused whiskey, where they took their standard American Metal whiskey and they put the sound of a motorcycle, a custom-built chopper called the Disciple, into the barrel and to excite the whiskey and try and change the flavor. So they told me, they swear to me, that sound changes this into something different. I'm going to find out right now. We're going to figure out if this is really a thing or if it's just a gimmick. I kind of hope it's a real thing because I really like the guys at American Metal, but you know me, I don't like a gimmick. We're going to find out. So let's try the regular American Metal first and see if it's different. So American Metal whiskey is very sweet, very corn forward. It's got vanilla notes and caramel. It's very easy to drink, very light. It's a beautiful presentation, and it's a very simple whiskey experience, but not unpleasant. I really kind of like what they've got going on over there. And to be honest, the 10-year product that they sent me was actually really, really good. So if there's any knock against this bottle, it's just the youth. Let's try the Sonic Infused one. If they tell me that it's the exact same distillate, with that being the only difference, this should be a relatively scientifically sound experiment. Well, off the bat, the nose is a little bit different, which is surprising. It's not exactly the same. I do feel like some of those vanilla notes pop a little bit more, they're a little bit brighter, and the grain note is just a little bit taken back. It's very subtle, though. You're not going to be blown away by American Metal whiskey, but I do like it. It's very light, it's sweet, it's easy to drink. It's not super complex, but it's just very kind of pleasant and sweet. Okay. I'm actually taken a little aback by the fact that these are different. I really kind of suspected that the difference would be so subtle I wouldn't be able to tell. So it seems to me that the Sonic Infused Whiskey has a little bit more oak, a little more vanilla, and a little bit more of a butterscotch note that pops out. There's a little bit more of a spice pepper note on the nose in the Sonic Infused. I feel like the citrus notes, a little bit of a subtle clove note, actually pop out more on the Sonic Infused Whiskey. Man, this is a trip. I would listen. No knock to the guys over at American Metal. They're really, really awesome. And the 10-year is actually a really solid whiskey. I thought this was total bullshit. I really did think that this was a gimmick. A cool packaging. They killed it on the packaging. I mean, the cap on this is all metal, and it's supposed to be off the handle, off the end of the motorcycle. This actually is different. The sonic infusing of the motorcycle sounds actually changes the flavor of the whiskey, and I'm going to go so far as to say it changes the flavor of the whiskey for the better. It's better. Now, I don't know how long it sat in the barrel, because technically you could take this whiskey, put it in a barrel for another 6 months, and it would change. But I don't think that it was all that long. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so listen, I'm not going to say whether the Sonic Infused Disciple is worth the money to buy or not. I'm not going to make that judgment right now. All I'm going to tell you is it absolutely changes whiskey to shove a speaker into a barrel and play the sound of a badass custom motorcycle through that speaker into the whiskey. It 100% changes the whiskey. And I'm going to say it changes the whiskey for the better. I can't. It's not often that I'm speechless, but I really don't. It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. Under the subject of who would have believed for this month, American Metal's Sonic Infused, the Disciple limited edition whiskey, actually is different after being infused with the sound of a motorcycle. If you don't believe me, buy both bottles and try them yourself. I'm totally floored right now. Okay. All right, American Metal, you win. Motorcycle sounds make whiskey better. I give up. That's it. We're done. Okay, I'm Conrad. This is Whiskey Bonded. Like, comment, and subscribe. And check out American Metal. They make cool motorcycles and some whiskey with motorcycle sounds. I just can't right now. This is just crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it definitely did something. It's wild. It's crazy. Motorcycle sounds.